Welcome back to RDX Motors, the channel where we dive deep into the finest machines on four wheels. Today, we've got something special, something electric, something legendary that's just had a futuristic twist. The 2025 Mercedes-Benz G580 EQG. Yeah, the G-Wagon has finally gone electric, and it's every bit as bold, brutal, and beautiful as you'd expect. Now before we even get into the details, take a second to appreciate this beast. From a distance, it still screams G-Class A boxy, imposing, unmistakable. But get closer, and the EQG begins to whisper its future-focused secrets. There's a new kind of silence surrounding it, not because it's shy, but because electric doesn't roar. It hums, it glides, and it dominates the road with an entirely different energy. This isn't just a G-Wagon with a battery. This is a reimagined icon. Starting at the front, Mercedes has done a masterful job of modernizing without compromising heritage. The classic round headlights are still here, set deep into the squared-off fenders, but they now come ringed with crisp LED daytime running lights, giving the EQG a sharper, cleaner face at night. The traditional grille is gone, in its place, a blacked-out panel adorned with a three-pointed star, flanked by a glowing LED surround. It's sleek, it's space-age, and it lets everyone know this is not your average G-Wagon. The bumper is slightly more sculpted than before, and the air intakes, while largely decorative due to the lack of an internal combustion engine, still give the front end a menacing stance. The flat hood remains, paying tribute to decades of G-Class design, and the upright windshield completes the familiar, militaristic profile we all know and love. Exterior moving to the side, the silhouette is classic G-Class A, tall, boxy, and unapologetically vertical. The doors still shut with that signature Mercedes thunk, and yes, the exposed door hinges and push-button handles are still here. But now the EQG rides on exclusive 20 to 22-inch aero-optimized wheels, wrapped in all-terrain tires, emphasizing that this isn't just an urban cruiser, it's a true off-roader. Electric or not. Flush running boards line the bottom, and the charging port is cleverly integrated into the rear driver's side. Around the fenders, you'll spot subtle gloss black cladding, and of course, those squared-off wheel arches are still as bold as ever. There's no mistaking it, and Mercedes knows what made the G-Class iconic, and they weren't about to mess with that formula. Around the back, the story continues. The rear is just as upright, just as commanding. The EQG swaps the spare tire housing for an equally sized lockbox that resembles it, and inside, a convenient spot for your charging cables or recovery gear. The taillights are slim, vertical, and fully LED, adding to the modern flair. The classic rear-mounted door swings open sideways, and the loading floor is flat, functional, and plenty roomy for adventure gear, groceries, or luggage for a weekend getaway. Interior: step inside, because the EQG's cabin is where tradition and technology have truly merged. Climb in and you're met with a mix of old-school upright seating and ultra-modern digital innovation. The dashboard is dominated by the latest generation MBUX system, a 212.3-inch screen seamlessly integrated behind a single glass panel. The left side handles all your driving data, while the right is your infotainment command center. Ambient lighting wraps around the cabin in a 64-color symphony, with glowing outlines across the dash, doors, and even footwells. The signature passenger grab handle is still here, a subtle nod to the G-Class's rugged past. Premium materials are everywhere, from the Nappa leather seats to the open-pore wood or carbon fiber trim options. Everything feels solid, upscale, and meticulously crafted. There's more space in the back than you'd expect from such a boxy SUV, with heated rear seats, USB-C charging ports, and climate controls for passengers. Despite its electric heart, Mercedes has ensured the G580 EQG doesn't sacrifice practicality. The floor is slightly raised due to the battery pack, but the flat rear bench and squared dimensions mean you still get the G-Class headroom and shoulder room. Performance under the hood: this is where things get interesting. The 2025 G580 EQG features a quad-motor setup. That's one motor per wheel, giving it unparalleled control and torque vectoring capabilities. Each motor is independently controlled, meaning the EQG can do something truly mind-blowing, a tank turn. That's right, this G-Class can rotate 360 degrees on the spot, using its wheels to spin around like a tracked vehicle. It's wild, and yes, it's as cool as it sounds. Total output is around 580 horsepower and roughly 860 Nm of torque, or over 630 pounds-feet, all available instantly thanks to the electric drivetrain. 0 to 60, just under 4.5 seconds. In a vehicle shaped like a brick, that's honestly ridiculous. Battery size, around 116 kWh, offering a range between 275 to 300 miles on a full charge, depending on how you drive it. Fast charging is supported, with up to 200 kilowatts DC charging capability, meaning 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes if you're at a high-speed charger. But the real story isn't just in numbers, it's in how the EQG handles. It rides on a ladder frame chassis, just like the regular G-Class A, with independent front suspension and a solid rear axle. This thing isn't just for Beverly Hills. It's been tested on SCH-Pilcro-CKL mountain in Austria, a brutal trail where every G-Class earns its badge. And yes, the EQG handled it with grace. Locking differentials, simulated electronically. Low range, handled by smart torque distribution. Mercedes has gone above and beyond to ensure this isn't just a green version of a status symbol. It's still a real G. Silent, but savage. Heavy, but agile. Capable of climbing rocks and cruising highways without breaking a sweat. And now, the part you've probably been wondering about at a price. The 2025 Mercedes-Benz G580 EQG starts around $150,000. But with options A, and you know Mercedes loves their options A, you're probably looking closer to $170,000 to $180,000 for a well-equipped version. That's premium pricing, no doubt. But for what it offers, it's not just about transportation, it's about presence, technology, and capability in one brutally refined package. So, what's the verdict? The G580 EQG is not just another electric SUV. It's not a compromise, it's a statement. A modern legend recharged for the future. Mercedes has managed to keep the G-Class DNA intact while embracing electrification in a bold, uncompromising way. From the trail to the valet line, this thing commands respect. If you're someone who's always admired the G-Wagon but waited for a version that feels more aligned with the future, this is it. The EQG is loud in silence, tough in luxury, and classic in the most futuristic way possible. That wraps up today's deep dive on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz G580 EQG. If you liked this review, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more detailed breakdowns just like this one, and let me know in the comments, is the electric G-Class everything you hoped it would be, or are you sticking with gas and grit? Until next time, keep the wheels turning and the battery full. You've been watching RDX Motors. See you in the next one.